So, hello and welcome to Let's Do Science with Mr. Mussett and Sons.
Hello, I'm Mr. Mussett.
I'm Zechariah.
And I'm Malachi.
And today what we're going to do is we're going to do some science experiments involving water. And we're hoping that we're going to film a few experiments over the coming few days, and we'll hopefully get bigger and better as we go. But today we thought we'd do an experiment to see what things float and what things sink. So Malachi and Zechariah are going to tell us what things we've got, and I'd like you to see if you can have a guess of whether they're going to float or whether they're going to sink, and then we're going to give it a go. Here you go, Malachi.
First we have a ball pit ball.
And a rubber duck.
A rubber duck. A metal spoon. And
A plastic spoon.
a piece of tangle.
A paper clip.
An elf on the shelf minifigure.
Some cubes.
Some more Lego.
And a shopkin.
Excellent.
And one more thing, a tiny bit of tangle.
Right, okay, so let's go to the close-up camera.
First
and
goes in
let's
a rubber
see.
duck.
Hold on, Zeki. Let's see if it's going to float or sink. So you want to do the rubber duck first?
Rubber
Right,
duck.
hold it tight. Oh, splosh.
Splosh in there. It sunk. Now, let's see. A ball pit ball. It floats.
Spoon. A metal one.
Sinks.
And it made a splash.
A plastic spoon.
Floats.
A paper clip. Let's see what happens when I drop the paper clip in. It sinks.
Some cubes.
Nope, some tangle. It sinks.
Some cubes. Only 3. Sinks.
Ooh, Shopkin. Sinks. Next.
A piece of Lego that's actually a stand for Lego people. Floats.
Oh, as it's
Ooh,
floating.
it floats at the start, but then it sinks. So next we've got a small piece of tangle. It sinks and floats. Half of it's up the top and half of it's underwater. So the bottom half is submerged in water. The next thing we have is an elf on the shelf minifigure.
When you
It
put the
floats.
ball and you force it to go down, it just pops up.
Yeah, force it
It
down.
makes waves.
Okay.
It makes waves, yeah.
So, did you guess correct? Did you work out of our things which floats and which sinks?
Yep.
Did you think the ball pit ball sunk or floated? Did you think the minifigure sunk or floated? Did you think
all the other stuff sunk or float?
Did you think the spoon, this plastic spoon, sunk or float?
What do you think, boys? Do you think they would get them right at home?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're good.
Why don't you comment below and let us know how many you got right? And I'll tell you
Oh,
what, if you've got some time,
Gonna be a comment?
there'll actually be some comments if people comment.
Yeah.
Right? There actually will be. Now, you could comment below, and why don't you go round your home, ask a grown-up first, and collect some things,
we had
and
permission.
then you could see what things in your house float or sink.
Because we had permission by our mum and dad to put these things submerged in water.
But do you know why things float and sink?
No.
Let's find out.
Let's find out now. Things float and sink, and it's all to do with science. See, we are, and everything around us in our world is made up of something called
Particles.
matter. I was going for first.
Matter and particles.
Matter. And we're all made up of matter, and in that matter is all tiny little particles. Right, and depending on how many particles are in a certain size area and squished together will depend on whether it floats and sinks. It's something called density.
Density.
So have a look at this image that I'm going to put up for you now. You can see that these are pictures representing different particles, and if the particles are all squished and squashed nicely together and there's lots of them, now that would make that thing highly dense, be high density. and if they're still together but further apart, there's a medium density and low density things. Now, things will float on water if their density, alright, is less than the density of the water. It means they can sit on top of that water and float. If their density is higher than that of the water, they will sink. Now, water has its own density as well, and so later on in the week we're going to try and do a video all about densities of different liquids, and you'll see we can get some liquids that will float on water.
And we're going to do...
Which will be quite amazing.
Yeah. And we're going to do a thing called a density column.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're also going to try and do some really big things this week.
Yeah.
We'll explain, because floating is about density, but it's also about displacement and a water displacement. And don't worry about what that is yet. We'll look at that later on in the week, because we can make even high density things float dependent on how they're spread out
like
on
my
the water.
brother Zechariah is is high density, and water is low density. So let's if we spread you out on if we spread you out on water enough, we might make you float.
Wow.
So you boys have both done swimming lessons.
Yeah.
I wonder if you've done swimming lessons at home. You know that if you go into the swimming pool and you lay on your back and spread yourself out, what's
You'll
more
float.
like you're going to float? That's right.
Yeah, and I done the starfish in
Tide
swimming
pool.
lessons, and I floated.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some of it is to do with these things we've got inside our body in here called our lungs.
Oh, lungs, yeah.
And our lungs fill with air, and if we fill our lungs with air, that helps spread out our density a bit, which helps us to float. So if you go in the swimming pool and you do that float, and you've got take a deep breath in, you're more likely to float. If you blow it all out, you might just sink. But it'll depend on your makeup on your body. If you're really skinny, you're more likely to sink. Whereas if you've got a bit more meat on you, if you've got then you're more likely to float. But we're going to have a look at some of these things when we later on in the week build ourselves a boat out of cardboard
And see if my
try.
brother Zechariah floats on it in our swimming pool in our backyard.
So I hope you've enjoyed our science video. Why don't you let us know below when you have a go, and we'll catch up with you hopefully tomorrow with some more science and let you know what we've been getting on to. We'd love to see what you've been getting up to. Bye for now.
Bye.